Streaming this now, life-changing impact of dental implants. Get a special deal. You can text CASE to 215-543-6454. You can text CASE to 215-543-6454. Streaming this now, life-changing impact of dental implants. Get a special deal. You can text. Good. All right, I will be back in about 6 minutes. Enjoy Cry Less, Smile More from Nacho Hamilton here. Authentic Dad Weekend Wear today, and I want to welcome you to Dental Nacho's TV, a TV channel for dentisting humans to help you do two things: cry less, smile more. Cry less, smile more. I have my little guy here. This is you, DDS. There's so many things that make us cry on the inside and sometimes the outside part of our dentisting bodies. The little class 2 ring thingy flies across the room, pings around the floor, and you look at your assistant and say, "Can I have a new class 2 ring thingy?" And she shows you the box, and all that's in there is a sterilized mango pedo ring, and you're doing a giant class 2 in number 15. You have to look down at that box and say, "Perfect, just the one I wanted." Sometimes your amazing team does an amazing job fighting over who took the last box of lidocaine. So what we want to do at Dental Nachos TV is help you be a happier dentisting human. Work on your dentisting core. 1% better, like one of my favorite human beings, Kristen Bell, likes to say. How can we annoy ourselves just a little bit less each day to be a little bit happier? I want to share with you some resources from Dental Nachos right here. So you can text any of these words one at a time, not all at the same time, to 215-543-6454. If you're watching Dental Nachos TV live, I would love for you to ask questions in the chat, in the Zoom chat, in wherever we are. Ask questions. I love customizing what we do to you. If you're watching this on demand, just shout the questions at your TV and I will hear them. Just kidding, I won't hear them. But what you can do is you can text me these questions at 215-543-6454. So let's just go over these words and what you get if you text these words in. Totally up to you if you want to text 1, 2, 3, all, or none of these words. First, text KARMA to 215-543-6454. That will give you a $200 CE gift code for you to purchase on-demand CE. You can purchase on-demand CE about class 2 composites, sleep apnea, cosmetic dentistry, implants, buying a practice, managing a team, and more. Text DREAMS to 215-543-6454. You may have a dentisting life situation, like finding a job, hiring an associate, buying a practice, selling your practice, or just being incredibly stressed, and you want to ask me about it. These are super fun, super affordable calls with me that also come with a great resource as well. If your team is missing a lot of calls on the weekend because no one's there to answer the calls on the weekend, which is pretty normal, text FORCE to 215-543-6454. One of our awesome Nacho sponsors can help you not miss phone calls, which will cost you money and your team morale. Last 2 words, text BUY to 215-543-6454. If you're looking to make the biggest decision of your dental life and you want to run it by one of our awesome Nacho team members, how does this sound? What should I do next? Who can I connect with? Text BUY to 215-543-6454, and we will help you start the process, continue the process, figure out the next step in buying a dental practice. And the last one, MIND, one of our awesome Nacho sponsors, will help you protect your biggest assets. Figure out how to prevent disaster and enhance success along your dental practice owner journey. Text MIND to 215-543-6454 and get connected with them. So you can text none of the words, all the words. These are totally awesome resources for you to use to help you along your journey, because we're all in this wacky dentisting world together. Because after all, not all dreams come true. I wanted to play in the NBA and shoot threes for the 76ers and throw down dunks, but that did not happen. But this other dream I have, being the Nacho guy, that's a pretty good dream too. I want to help you feel a little bit better. So please feel free to reach out to us. If you're struggling, if you want to enhance your success, if you have a question, we're here for you. We have your back. You also can, if you forget all the things I said, just go to dentalnachos.com, check out our awesome website. And I hope you enjoy this content you're about to see. I know it is designed to help you increase your success, decrease stress, and reduce the number of times you feel like crying inside a day. Finding your first job in dentisting is not easy. Hiring your first associate, also difficult. I have created Dentist Job Connect to solve this problem. My name is Paul, Dr. Nacho Goodman, founder of Dental Nachos, and connecting dentists for jobs is one of my favorite things to do. It embraces our amazing Nacho spirit of collaboration, community, and helping each other. To learn more how we can help you, text JOB to 215-543-6454. Working as dentists inside our operatories is awesome. The technology we use to do things like implants, scanners, clear aligners help patients chew and smile with confidence and actually make our jobs easier. But what happens when we step outside the operatory and have to put on our leadership, our business owner, our manager hat? That has become more stressful. I've developed the Dental Nacho Supreme to help you both inside the operatory with clinical things, but more importantly, outside the operatory, patient communication, leadership, business, all the things you don't learn in dental school. To learn more about the Dental Nacho Supreme, just text Supreme to 215-543-6454. Text Supreme to 215-543-6454. You will be able to get 24/7 help to help you increase your success, decrease your dentisting stress, and most of all, reduce the number of times you feel like crying inside a day. Does your dentist... Hey everybody, this is Paul, Dr. Nacho. So excited to be here. One of our awesome Pennington Dental team members watching in. Honored to have her checking out what we do. Helps us decrease stress in our daily dentistry life. Talking about implants. The goal of tonight is for it to be fun, for it to be valuable, to give you tips you can use tomorrow, whether you're a dentist, a dental student, a team member. If you're watching this on demand later, these are the things they don't teach you in dental school: how to talk to patients, how to deal with challenges. Before we get started on the CE, I want to say a couple things. We're going to interview some awesome key resources and sponsors. And two, if you do want CE, Morgan is here in the chat, and she will share the CE Zoom link. So if you want CE in 60 minutes from now, I will give a code and you can enter it in and you can get CE, the magic of CE on your couch. So let me bring up our awesome Tom Moore from Kettenbach, key resource and sponsor. He's welcome to start his video. And think of these like live previews before a show. And what my goal is to do is to share with you great ways to decrease stress in your life, be more profitable, be more patient-centered. If Tom, if you're having any issue with your video, Parham can jump on first if you would like. Just want to make sure, do I need to do something for Tom for his video? Hold on.
There you go. Maybe the video's coming in now.
Let's see. Hold on one sec, Tom. It might be us. Let me just see here.
Might be locked out.
Try now.
There I am.
Tom, what's going on? Where are you here on Earth tonight?
I am here on Earth from beautiful downtown Bartlett, Illinois, just west of downtown Chicago.
Nice. Well, before we get started on our fun implant show, I appreciate Kettenbach being an awesome supporter of what we do. You make one of my favorite materials, Silginat. But if somebody's watching in and they've never heard of Kettenbach, just share, what do you guys do in your daily lives to help dentists and their teams decrease stress?
Well, I'll tell you, that's a great question, and I love decreasing stress for everybody. I like making dentists happy, and you and I have so much of that in common. You know what? What do dentists don't want to do? They don't want to do an impression retake, right? Whether they're using scanners or they're using the analog products. We have a great polyvinyl material lineup of impression materials, bite registration, and your favorite, Silginat.
Silginat, yes.
Oh my gosh, Silginat is the best thing we ever had. The only thing is too cheap. I
agree. So just to put context, Silginat's an alginate alternative. Alginate is something that annoys your patients by needing to take retakes, model breaking. An alginate alternative can really help you. So Tom, during this pandemic time, now we're coming out of it, what have you seen from some of the dentists that you've been working with? How have they utilized your products to make their workflow more efficient, save money, any and all of the above?
Well, any and all the above, because what we're seeing, yeah, like you said, is there enough stress in the dentist day-to-day life? Yes, they're running a business. They're trying to keep their employees happy. They're perhaps trying to replace some employees. The last thing they need to do is to think about an impression that might come back and the crown doesn't fit or whatever. Our materials are so precise. It's a German company. It's been in business for 75 years. And doing very, very well in this market. And why is that? Because it's a quality product and we sell direct to those dental offices. That's another concern. You mentioned what they're looking for is to save some of their resources right now, is trying to save some money. So selling direct, And I'm sorry for the middleman, but we cut them out and you buy direct. And you also get an additional discount by being a Nacho member.
I was just going to say, my dream was to play in the NBA. It didn't come true, but Kettenbach and Dan and you have made a buying group. So if you're a practice owner or an associate, just text buying to 215-543-6454. We'll drop that in the chat. And you can be part of our Nacho Kettenbach buying group. Tom, I appreciate your fun-loving attitude. I appreciate what Kettenbach does. We're going to talk about implants. You have time. Hang in. Do any of your friends ever ask you about dental implants, or have you do you hear your dentist talking about them?
Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
So the bionic shark teeth, we all needed, So thanks so much, Tom. Really appreciate it. All right. So our next preview coming up, Tom from Kettenbach is awesome. Just an amazingly positive guy. What they do is great for our Nacho verse. You can save money using them. So Parham can start his video if he's able to do that. I think I made it so that he could. Parham is here from the Doc Sites, one of our awesome key resources and sponsor. Parham, what does the Doc Sites do in their daily lives for dentists? This is our first time people are tuning in to Nacho CE on TV. We're going to start the show in just a few minutes, but I like to showcase how you can get your message across to your patients better. What do you guys do?
Thank you so much. So we provide affordable and effective websites for dentists. We've been in the game providing these services for dentists for 11 plus years now. I know I look like I'm 20 years old, but I'm up there now. So
it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's great. And we've been doing it for all over the country for dentists. And I want to share my screen really quickly, if I may. So if I can just share my screen right here, desktop. If you could see, can you see this article that we were recently featured in the Dental Product Shopper? Awesome. Dr. Weintraub, this is a successful example.
Good name he's got there, really good name.
He's got a beautiful name, right? So he was using a big time web service company that everyone knows, one of these big corporate companies. He was overpaying. He didn't know what he was getting. They were charging him for the ads and the website, and he didn't know what they were separating, which is a big no-no. You should never do that. So the article right here features getting more for less. So we took over. He got a better website. His website now features his office. Scroll down, you see the Google reviews feeding in right to his website, right?
You can put the Google reviews right front and center so patients can see that when they go to check you out.
Paul, the name of the game, Dr. Goodman, is trust. That's what we're trying to do here. When they come to your site and they want to trust you with their mouth, they got to see that they could trust you. He featured him smiling. That's really important, on there. So we have all his office photos. Everything is there. He's paying half the price as he was paying before. I can send this article to anyone that wants to read. We offer month-to-month contracts. It's very easy to switch. I want to offer one thing to the audience.
Look at that. You know our people out there. They love a good deal, and they love. They really love free stuff. People love free stuff. Dentists really love it. So tell us about this offer you have.
$50 Amazon gift card right in time for the holidays. You do a demo with me directly. I believe the Nachos team will give you our website, my email and phone number. My email is parham@docsites.com. You could email me directly. You could call us 818-616-3919. Any dentist who own their office that wants to do a demo,
cool.
Just no obligation, educational demo. So you'll learn some things about what to do, and you'll get a $50 gift card for you and your staff.
Awesome. Just listen, you get a gift card. Most important person to buy a gift for may be yourself. So you can shop for yourself out there, Parham. And what I want to share was you can text Doc Sites to 215-543-6454. This is the number. This is for one of our deals from Dental Nachos. You text Doc Sites to 215-543-6454. We'll drop that in the chat. I appreciate all the fun you bring to our group. You make websites affordable. You guys really know what you're doing. Thanks so much. How can they reach out to you one more time, Parham? What's your main website?
Our main website is docsites.com, DOCSITES.com.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Parham. Thanks so much for being part of what we do.
All right.
So before we start, I want you to raise your hand. Have you worked in a dental office where you've had a hard time finding enough team members to work each day? Have you worked in a dental office that some team members were not able to come back to work for so many different reasons? I know there's people in the chat raising their hands. So we have Trey from Cloud Dentistry coming up. He can start his video whenever he's ready. And he is doing the work of the Lord G.B. Black. He's a lawyer. He might not know that reference, but he's a famous dentist. So Trey, you guys have decided to get yourselves into the middle of one of the biggest pain points in dentistry with cloud dentistry. I love what you do. You guys are great sponsors. Tell our audience, what do you do to help people in the dental office?
Sure. I mean, especially with COVID, staffing has become such a acute issue for dental practices these days. And we make staffing easy. It's a web-based platform where you can book and find hygienists and dental assistants, even dentists on demand. We're basically like an Airbnb, but for dental staffing, super turnkey.
So these practices can connect with you. Is it like a monthly membership fee? How does that work?
Yeah, so the best part about it is everyone should use us as a first line of defense because there's no charge to creating your account and looking at the staff.
Oh, awesome.
So it's like you log in and it kind of looks like LinkedIn. You can see all the profiles, you can see user reviews, you can see background descriptions, and you can scroll through all the candidates. And if you don't find anyone on there that you're like, hey, I really want to work with this person, you don't owe us anything. So everyone should create an account and look at the platform. And if you want to upgrade to a paid subscription, that lets you message them via the in-app messenger. And you can also book them using the on-demand booking functionality, which is kind of like calling an Uber. You
Right.
click an open time slot on their schedule, they get the booking on their app, they confirm it, they show up, they do the work, they get paid. Completely.
And one of my strategic growth director friend is watching in. Dentistry is like a football team, and one missing person can take the entire thing down. I have my awesome team member watching in. One hygienist who can't be in or is going to be out for a time just disrupts the entire thing. Have you seen, can team members reach out to you if they're looking for part-time work, full-time work, sub work? Would they be able to reach out to you?
Absolutely. And for them too, they can create an account with us at no charge at clouddentistry.com. They tell us when they want to work, how far they want to travel, how much they want to make. So they set their own rates.
Awesome.
And then they start getting booking requests. We have an awesome stat of everyone that creates their profile on our platform. 50% of them will have a job within the very first week of creating their profile.
That's awesome.
50%. So your odds are very good. If you're looking for work out there, come and create a profile with us.
Another term that's going to go right over your attorney head. I'll have to use torture briefs, but you were bonding the dental world together. I know what you think bonding.
I like that.
That's what we do for teeth, bonding fillings together. So appreciate you can text Cloud to 215-543-6454 to learn more about what they do. Trey, how can someone reach out to you directly?
So website is great, clouddentistry.com. If they want to email me with any questions, they can just go to trey@clouddentistry.com. That's TREY.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Trey. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Paul.
Awesome, guys. So there's 3 resources: Kettenbach, DocSites, and Cloud Dentistry. These is what I try to do. Strive to deliver toppings that will help you. So we're going to start our CE on TV. If you're a dentist, a dental student, a hygienist who would like CE, look in the chat now. There's going to be a link. Click on that link. It's totally free. Register. At the end, 50 minutes from now, this was scheduled from 7:30 to 9. Try to be done early. I know everyone likes to be done early with everything. Dental appointments and CE. I will give you a code. So we're going to start the CE now. Register in the chat. Morgan's here. My team's here. They can help you. This is the Dental Nachos. CE on TV presents the life-changing impact of dental implants. Our speaker tonight, also our host, it's me, Dr. Paul Goodman. Restorative practices see at least one patient with a missing tooth every day. Implant dentistry provides an opportunity to offer patients increased self-esteem, enhanced chewing capabilities, and optimal treatment while boosting practice revenue. Help patients see the value in implants and say yes to reach your practice's full implant potential. Tonight, my goal is to share effective consultation and communication techniques to increase case acceptance, identify restorative techniques to decrease dentist stress and improve patient outcomes, examine the role of the general dentist in implant dentistry and how to predictably deliver care, and also know when to refer and learn some case selection protocols. So this CE, the most important person here is you. So instead of me talking at you through Zoom, I would love to talk with you. So let's have some great interaction. So while I play our first communication video, it's a great video. Write these 5 words down, never say them, say these words instead. This is how we learn small, digestible pieces of information. But while this video is playing and you're learning 5 words to not say in the dental office, my team member's here. She knows we don't say some of these words in the dental office. Don't say this, say this. Please share with me in the Q&A a question you have about planning dental implants, talking about the money, figuring out the case. I would love to customize this presentation to all of you awesome people watching in with us. You're watching on demand. You can give you a way for you to reach out to us. You can text us a question or reach out to us on dentalnachos.com. But if you're here live on Zoom, use this opportunity to share a question that you have so we can help you. So, okay. Show you guys a video 1 second here.
dentist say words to you that make you feel weird, scared, and afraid? Well, it's not your dentist's fault because they went to dental school. And in dental school, we are taught to talk really, really weird. You may have a hygienist as well. She's also taught to talk really, really weird. My name is Dr. Paul Goodman, Dr. Nacho, and I am helping dentists and hygienists everywhere not talk weird. So I've come up with 5 words you should not say in a dental office. 5 words that will make your patients feel scared, feel weird, feel afraid, and make you unlikable. So what are these 5 words? So we're going to go through don't say this, say this. The first word is fail or failed. There's no reason we have to look at a patient who's had a bridge in place for 20 years and say, Millie, your bridge has failed. It's unlikable, it's mean, and it doesn't even make sense because cars don't last that long. So instead of failed, how about we say this? Hey, Millie, it's time to replace your bridge. So don't say fail, say replace. What's next? My personal favorite, the one that makes you feel so weird on the inside when you say it. If a tooth does not have a filling, we are taught to call those teeth virgins. Does that make you feel comfortable to hear the word virgin? Instead of saying virgin, how about saying tooth without a filling? This tooth doesn't have a filling, not that it's a virgin. The third thing is save. We often say to patients, you can't save this tooth. So dramatic, like it's Private Premolar Ryan and Tom Hanks is coming to save it. So instead of that, say, hey, the cavity here has gotten so deep, we cannot maintain this tooth. So to review, don't say fail, say replace. Don't say virgin, say tooth without a filling. Don't say save, say maintain. We have 2 more. Informed consent, so dramatic. I'm going to give you an informed consent for a root canal. Now, what could you call an informed consent? A heads up. I'm going to give you a heads up what can happen. So you can have an informed consent form where it says informed consent, but as you bring it to life for patients, say, I'm going to give you a heads up. Most of the time things go really, really well, but these are some things you should know about your procedure. I'm going to give you a heads up, whether it's a root canal, scaling and root planing a crown. And the final one is the P word. Do not say this P word. And that P word is policy. No one likes to hear that word. You don't like it, I don't like it, and our patients don't like it. So you may have a financial policy where everyone pays before treatment. That's cool. But instead of saying policy, why don't you call it protocol? So don't say policy, say protocol. So these are the 5 words you should not say to be less weird and more likable in the dental office. Don't say fail, say replaced. Don't say virgin, say tooth without a filling. Don't say save, say maintained. Don't say informed consent, say heads up. Don't say policy, say protocol. If I can help you in any way, just reach out to me at dentalnachos.com. It is my life's goal to help you talk less weird.
You're ready.
Give me some sort of either a sign like this and I'll go. We are taught to talk really, really weird. Virgins, Private Premolar Ryan and Tom Hanks is coming to save it. Really, really weird.
One of my favorite parts about being a dentist. So drop in the chat, which word are you not going to say tomorrow? Are you not going to say policy? Are you not going to say virgin? Fail. Don't say fail. For some reason, we are so negative in an environment where patients already don't want to be there. So now how does this go from the words you say? How does that affect you in the operatory? We're focusing on dental implants, the life-changing impact, the transformative power of dental implants. So now let's watch in with me in the operatory, sharing with you. This is a video that you can make to train your team. We use it. One of our sponsors, your virtual consult, puts this on our website. The power of video is going to be such a theme there. What can you use video for? At the end of this presentation, I'm going to ask you to tell me one thing you're going to do, 2 things. And one of the hopes is you're going to do more videos. You can use them to train your team. You can use them to train yourself. You can use them on Facebook. If you use any patient stuff anywhere, make sure you get HIPAA, the proper HIPAA consent. If you'd like one of our HIPAA consent forms, we have an awesome HIPAA consultant. We'll be glad to share that with you. Just text HIPPO, I'm afraid of hippos too, afraid of HIPAA and HIPPO, to 215-543-6454. But you don't need any HIPAA consent forms to share yourself, share your face. So now let's watch, how does this work in the operatory? laboratory when you start talking to patients, how we make them feel comfortable, confident, secure. Dentist is helping patients chew and smile with confidence using dental implants. Dental implants are an amazing tool that we can use to replace one teeth or all of your teeth. We can use them to stabilize dentures and help you feel great about your smile. I would love to do a virtual consult with you to tell you more about how awesome dental implants are and how they can help you in your daily chewing life. Please reach out to me, send me a video, send me a few photos, and I would love to do a virtual consultation, then meet you in the office in person.
Do you struggle to drink enough water each and every day? Well,
so what does that help us do? It helps the patients feel more confident in us, feel more confident in our team. So one of the things with effective consultation techniques, how we share, let me break it down for you, the Checklist Manifesto, a book I have on me at all times. This is a great book to get, the Checklist Manifesto. Use patient-friendly terms. Make more videos to share your story. Figure out how you can deal with patient objections. Sometimes they're afraid of pain, sometimes they're afraid of cost, sometimes they're afraid of time. Figure out ways for you to be able to get the patients on board and understand more. So now let's go to a case to show you from here. So now you guys like x-rays. This is a patient, 88 years old, decay around a bridge. 3 bad things can happen to a tooth. 3 not so great things can happen to a tooth. Memorize this, say things. Hey, Mrs. Smith, 3 not so great things can happen to a tooth. Get a cavity, bone can shrink, it can break. Get a cavity, bone can shrink, it can break. This bridge here was in place for many years before the patient even met us. But now it's time for this bridge to retire and be replaced. Don't say fail, say retire and be replaced. Even my awesome front desk team member who sees people at the front desk coming in and out, hearing what happened in the operatory can say, sounds like one of your teeth are ready to retire. They're gonna laugh because it's fun. Now, you're in the chat. This is an 88-year-old. Choices are new bridge, no treatment, 2 crowns and an implant. Who predicts that she said, I want a new 3-tooth bridge? I had an old one, lasted for 15 years plus. Who's gonna vote that she is going to pick in her treatment plan a new 3-tooth bridge? Raise your hand in the chat or put it in the chat comments. Who thinks she's going to pick no treatment? Just take out the bridge and have no tooth there. Who thinks she is going to get a dental implant? Now, this is just one PA. If I share more about her story here, this is now her mouth. Who thinks she chose to get an implant in number 4? Who thinks she chose to get 2 crowns and an implant? And that's the treatment plan that she did choose. If you're a front desk team member, if you're a hygienist, if you're a dental student or a dentist, think of creating a menu for your patients to order from. This is a golden Nacho tip. When you talk to a patient like this and you say there's a cavity underneath this bridge, you should be proud that it lasted 15 years. I'm not sure how long this one lasted, but for a long time. You eat 1,000 meals a year. That's 15,000 meals. So my team member, also front desk team member, probably has people complain at the front desk. Might not even be work we did. Can't believe this crown only lasted 8 years. What you should say is, yeah, I would be frustrated to replace it too, but we eat 1,000 meals a year. That's 8,000 meals. I did this to a patient not too long ago who was in her early 40s. And she had a number 5 broken off at the gum line. She had a post and core root canal done 11 years ago. And she was just very frustrated. I said, that was 11 years. You got 11,000 meals out of that, Sally, not her real name, not violating HIPAA. And she said, you know what, Paul, you made me feel better. So words transform the feeling in the office, the feeling in the operatory. Choose words that share with the patient the real story in a positive way. That's why the story here is the star. Don't judge anyone. So when someone has a cavity underneath the bridge, first thing I say is, here's what happens if we do nothing. You do nothing, not wait. Even if you decide to do nothing, we can still be friends. Share what happens if this patient does nothing, then go over that. Decay could get worse, could get a small infection, bridge could fall off, decrease chewing power. Now you want to do something. Remove the bridge, take out the tooth if it needs to be removed and do nothing. Do 2 crowns, do nothing, implant, fixed bridge. Think of sharing a menu and the pros and cons with that menu. This is my CSD system. Take a picture of this if you want. Hopefully use it in your office. Create and communicate concerns in patient-friendly terms. Cavity, bone loss, tooth breaks. share the menu of treatment options, and sell the treatment plan. So here's one of my questions. If I say to you, we have a lot of people here in the chat. If I say to you, book name again, sure, no problem. That's what you get for watching in live. I love when people watch on. Here's the book Checklist Manifesto. Take a picture of it, read it. It's fantastic for dentists and people. Checklist Manifesto. If I say to you, to be a good dentist, you have to sell dentistry. You have to be really good at selling dentistry. Who does not like that? Who thinks, I don't want to sell things to people? I'm not here to sell things. Who feels uncomfortable with the word sell in their operatory? Okay, so people. Okay, how about this? Who feels comfortable with this? To be a good dentist and to help people, you have to connect with them and motivate them to move forward. Who likes that? Connect with patients and motivate them to move forward. It's really important that you connect with patients and motivate them to move forward. Who likes how that sounds? Anybody like who that sounds better than sell? So I just want you to know that's sell. It's the same thing. Be proud to sell help. My team members here and knows that we treat everyone exactly the same. Don't judge anyone. And what that means is we give everyone the option to say no to the best treatment. And if it's not for them, no big deal. If doing nothing's for them, no big deal. But I do not judge anyone in the office on what they can pay. I give them the exact same menu no matter what, because I've had a woman with 10 cats do a $30,000 implant case. And I've had patients who make 7 figures a year who walk around without a first molar because they don't want to pay for it. No big deal. Here's the secret. Does anybody want to know here? The secret to being super happy in your dental office and increasing case acceptance. So you could raise your hand. You want the secret to being super happy in your dental office and increasing case acceptance. Getting patients to say yes more often. This is it. If you're watching this, this is the moment you're going to get the secret. But I want to know, does anybody want to know? Raise your hand, say I'd like that secret. Goes for team members, goes for dentists, goes for dentists, a lot of people. Here it is, right? My own team member. All right, ready? Don't care what the patient chooses. Don't care. Don't get invested in their decision. Make your menu, let them choose. Don't care. I kindly don't care what the patient chooses. It's their mouth. They want to do an all-on-4, all-on-6. Awesome. Happy to deliver it. We're gonna work through a case of someone who's done that. They said this is too expensive. Yeah, what a car cost. I also don't care. I'm thrilled to help them deliver the care, but do not care what the patient chooses. Go over your menu in an authentic and kind way. Say, even if you decide to do nothing, Millie, we can still be friends. What sounds best to you at this time? I want to go to the Q&A because I'm going to ask the question. And if you raise your hand, I've done like 1,000 Zoom webinars, but unless I see a question in the Q&A, it's hard for me to see. So the question was, how do I know when I'm ready to tackle an all-on-4, all-on-6 case? Really good question, really responsible that you're asking that question. You're ready to tackle an all-on-4, all-on-6 case. Let's break it down to placing the implants and restoring them, placing them and restoring them. Placing them is a 10 out of 10 difficulty level. So to do an immediate load implant case, I would recommend you placed over 100 implants, really have experience and know how to work through a case. To restore it, you want to make sure that you know prosthetic restorative guidelines, like the amount of space that you need. Are they going to have to do any bone reduction? So the answer is, if you're asking that question, you're likely not ready yet. Partner with a prosthodontist, partner with a periodontist, take more CE on it. They're great cases, but they have high risk and high reward. So you are ready when you have placed, I'd say, triple figure implants to do that, unless somebody's watching you and they're at a course somewhere. Restoring it, work with your lab, work with a prosthodontist, be able to work through the case, know how to charge for it. They can be incredibly rewarding cases. They can also be super stressful cases. So please proceed with caution. Doesn't mean don't do them, but get a lot of experience with regular cases. So great question. What other questions can I answer for you as I look to share viewer invasion? What other questions? I love questions more than what comes out of my mouth. I'm here in a room by myself. It's kind of weird, looking through videos to share with you. So what questions can I answer for you to help you understand? Now we're going to go back to a video here.
about to introduce you to the cube that will not only enhance your water with great.
Oh, guys, sorry, hold on before YouTube really gets me here. Good. So we talked about you asked about all-on-4 cases. This is from me in my office just 2 weeks ago. I was trying in this case. You don't know if it's a regular denture, an overdenture, if it's going to be a wax trying for immediate load case. This is some of my favorite cases are snap in and out overdentures. They tend to be more affordable. They're more forgiving aesthetically. And if the patient doesn't have a lot of bone, they're often more manageable. Doesn't mean I don't like fixed cases. Doesn't mean somebody watching this saying fixed is the best for everyone. It's the right decision for the right patient at the right time. But right now, you're going to get one of my best talking tips. Front desk team members can use it. Hygienists, when people complain about their dentures that don't have implants, say this thing. This is this thing.
Dentures without implants are for smiling. Dentures without implants are for smiling, not chewing. One of my favorite patient communication tips. This is Paul, Dr. Nacho, showing one of the cases we're doing today on an awesome patient. Does not have a ton of bone. So there's 4 dental implants. Here's her implant overdenture. We're doing the wax try and visit. One of the things I share is that the more implants you do, the more snap ability it has. To share the why, this patient has a resort bridge, as you can tell, so the more implants, the more snap. So we try this in later. If I can help you learn about implants in any way, communicate with patients, plan cases, just have more fun helping your patients chew and smile with confidence, reach out to me at dentalnachos.com or just text implant to 215-543-6454.
Are you a dentist that would like to help more patients, have more fun, make more money with? So we'll get to that in a second. This is the whole point of learning. If you guys would like to just kind of mimic this, right? So I don't know if you're paying more attention or less attention to most Zoom things, but I will share with you some of my presentation tips. Some of my behind the scenes secrets. I vary the volume of my voice, the speed. I went from video to PowerPoint to just me. So when you're talking to a patient in the operatory and you're trying to educate them, help them move forward. To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink, another great book. Morgan just put To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink is another awesome book on communication. Use a variety of techniques, use models, use a short video, use yourself, draw things we're going to see here in a minute. Now we got another good question. Do I need to be extremely good with extractions to be able to start to place implants? The answer is yes-ish. The answer is to be good with placing implants in the posterior, having a solid foundation of extracting teeth and suturing is very helpful, because the way to build your own implant sites is through extraction and socket preservation. So I go back to my little checklist here, which is the CE thing. You signed up for the CE, it's free, so you can't get any refund. Just want you to know there's no refunds for free. You also can't complain about free. Just want to share with you. If you go to Costco and the free cheese lady gives you cheese and you like Gouda and it's cheddar, you don't say, how dare you give me Gouda? I love cheddar. You just say, no thanks, or you take it and you throw it away later. So we're at a free CE course, but I still want to deliver on what I had promised on my own checklist. So this helps here. Learn effective consultation techniques that can increase case acceptance. Talk to patients like people. Don't say those 5 words. Cavity. Say things like cavity, bone shrinks. Cavity, bone shrinks, teeth break. Use phrases like titanium root, not bone screw. We're going to go over the 9 words to millions of dollars soon. That's an important part of this too. Discover the role of the general dentist in implant dentistry. Maybe you want to place some implants and refer some. We talked about the all-on-4 cases. Get really good at restoring them first. Make sure you place a lot of implants because they have high risk and high reward. So if you're a general dentist, raise your hand if you're a general dentist. Would love to know, are you a general dentist or work in a general practice? You are often the quarterback of a lot of these cases. So figure out what you want to do. Do you want to do all, some, or none? Partner with great people. Learn a case selection protocol to identify straightforward implant cases. So if you're looking to place some of your own implants, start with extraction bone grafting so you can build your own implant sites and look for cases in the posterior that have at least 12 millimeters of bone to the nearest anatomical concern and 8 to 10 millimeters of width. Back in the olden days, I didn't have a CBCT scan, so I had to measure and do all these different things with only Panorex's PAs. Now you can use a CBCT, but posterior implant cases with good bone height and good bone width, 4, 3, 4, 5, 12, 13, 14, 19, 30, number 6s, number 7s, number 8s, 9s, 10s, lower anterior has a lot of anatomic concerns. Stick to the posterior for straightforward implant cases without aesthetic challenges. What are restorative techniques, like we said here, that will help you be more successful and decrease stress? Identify when removable overdentures make more sense versus fixed implant cases. Identify what the challenges are in restoring fixed implant cases and maintaining them. Fixed implant cases that stay in all the time are like fancy cars, BMWs, Lexus, Mercedes. You have to take them to fancy places to get them fixed. Removable cases are like the car I have, an Acura RDX. There's goldfish smashed inside the seats, not live goldfish, that'd be crazy, the cracker goldfish. So I have 2 small children and live in Center City, Philadelphia, and park behind this weird lot. So I have more of a removable implant type car. It's easier to maintain. It's not as expensive. It's not as fancy. It doesn't mean don't do fixed, don't do removable, always do removable. It means identify the right solution to the right patient. The next question is, how do I get past the objections of I don't want metal in my mouth or you have to drill into my skull? So here's this. So we have a person who said, how do I get past this? So what if a patient said to me, hey, Paul, I don't want metal in my mouth or you to drill into my skull. This is what I do. It would be weird if you wanted that. It would be odd if you wanted that. They would laugh because it just calls them out for being a little hyper. What you go to when someone doesn't want to do the thing you want them to do. This is such a great thing in life. You could use it on your kids. You could use it on your spouses. You could use it on your team members. You could use it on your patients. You've recommended a variety of treatment and they don't want to do anything. So you can say, hey, even if you decide to do nothing, we can still be friends. I just want to remind you, here's what happens if you do nothing. So let's go over the 9 words to millions of dollars. This is it. If you're missing a tooth on the lower right, otherwise known as number 30, and you decide to do nothing, here's what can happen. Bone in that area will shrink. Tooth behind it will tip over. Tooth above it will fall down. And the other teeth will get so stressed and break down. Fall down, tooth above it, falls down, tip, fall down, tip over, bone shrinks, other teeth break. 9 words to millions of dollars. Review with them what happens if they do nothing, but you don't win them all constantly. My own team members here, patients listen to me. They think they have a nice consult. Maybe they think I'm kind of funny and they still do nothing. No big deal. That's them. I don't care. My morale is not lowered when people don't do the thing. Be the same way. It'll make you happier and patients will sense it. And if you do not care what they pick, but you care a lot about explaining the menu, you will be a more successful and happier dentist. This is fantastic, this lecture, by the way, because I'm getting so many great questions, which is way more important than me just up here droning on. So I really appreciate that. So this is the 9 words to millions of dollars. It's very important. It's really helped a lot of people. A front desk team member can say it, a hygienist can say it, a dentist can say it. Hey, if you have a missing tooth and you decide not to replace it, if you decide to do nothing, and even if you decide to do nothing, we can still be friends. I just want to share with you what happens. Tooth above it falls down. Tooth behind it tips over. Bone in the area shrinks. The other teeth, like if they were playing basketball and they only had 4 guys and the other team had 5 guys, your team would get tired and break down. So take a picture of that, put it on your iPhone, say it tomorrow. If we get to the chance of the video, there's a dentist, Dr. Ryan Robinson. He saw me speak in 2014. He started saying the 9 words and started getting amazing case acceptance. His team said, Ryan, all these people are saying yes to dental work now. What happened? And he looked at him and said, I just said what Paul told me to say. My whole life is to explain it to you like you're a 4-year-old in the kindest way. That's how I like to learn. Not mesial drift, not supraeruption, not emergence profile, okay? Fall down, tip over, bone shrinks, other teeth break. Explain it in a way where it's powerful to patients and say, what do you want to do? They can do nothing, a fixed bridge, a removable partial denture, or a dental implant. So, man, get some more questions here. I'm really enjoying all your questions. Thank you. It's making it a lot more fun for me. How to break financial barriers? Really good question. How to break financial barriers? You know who makes the financial barrier problem? You do, as the dentist, unfortunately. We often do not totally value ourselves, what we're doing, which is because dental school didn't teach us how to talk about money. So in our office, my team member's watching. She picks these up so many times each day. We have a yellow financial form, and it goes over separate than our Dentrix treatment plan form. I should have this at the end, but there's a chance if you would like to get any of these forms, I will tell you how you get any of these forms later. You can use them, make them into your own. We'll send them to you. This is our purple implant form. But this yellow form goes over how to pay for it. We have 3 easy options. So your total treatment's $5,000. You can take care of that in full and save 5%. You can save $250. How does that sound to you? Then don't say anything else. Many people pick that. My team member knows a lot of people pick to pay in full. I can't pay all that at once. No problem. You can spread it out over the course of treatment. We can break it down into 3 payments over 6 months. You don't save the $250. We can do that. Or we can use outside financing. Dental Nachos has many sponsors that do that. Compassionate Finance, Care Credit, Lending Club. Some of these aren't even sponsored. I don't know if Lending Club is still placed anymore. There's Sunbit. There's so many outside financing companies you can use as well. Make payment options flexible and easy. But remember, if someone says, who's had someone say $5,000 for a dental implant and a new tooth is too expensive? That's too costly. Who, raise your hand and say, it's too expensive, too much money, okay? Raise your hand if those people, they've also said it's too expensive. I'll see you later. I'm going to Disney World next week. I'll see you later. I am going to take my daughter on a fancy trip. I don't judge them, but that's expensive too. So just say, nobody really wants to spend money on dental treatment. I wouldn't either. Just say, be real with people. I wouldn't want to spend, do any of you want to spend $5,000 in your mouth? I don't. But I would say is, I really like doing this thing. I don't know if you like doing this thing, so you guys can watch this back and be like me. You know, I know I tend to be a little humorous. You have to have your own style. So jokes have to come off the right way to people, but I'll stop my screen for a second because just see me in person. So a person says, it's too expensive, $5,000, I can't pay that. You're like, but you're going to Disney World, but you keep that in your head, right? Like Zach reference script. But you just bought that new car, right? That was like an $80,000 car, right? It's because they don't want to spend money on needs. They want to spend money on wants. So just be a real person. Talk to patients like people and magic will happen. ABC, always be connecting. Special surprise, I'm coming out with a whole book on this soon. A whole book you can read, A through Z. Don't say this, say this. But if someone says it's too expensive, say, yeah, I totally get it. I wouldn't want to spend $5,000 in my mouth either. So now you're being real with them. But then if you say this, yeah, I like to do this thing. I don't know if you like to do this thing. I really like this thing. I don't know what this thing is. It's eating. I really enjoy eating. Who thinks eating is one of the best parts of being alive? I do. Who thinks eating food is literally one of your best life experiences? Who's excited to pick a restaurant on Friday? Who thinks about lunch when they wake up in the morning? Raise your hand. I know you're some of those people, right? So what we are trying to do is help you keep you in the eating game. So while I know it's an investment and we totally admire you for that, this is the magic words. Maybe she can type in the chat. My awesome team member. Most patients are really happy after they did this thing. Most patients are really glad they did this thing. You got to be authentic because it's true. So I've done cases from $5,000 up to $75,000. When people do dental implant cases, they are happy they did it. And this is what they say. Who's had a patient do a case or just a tooth? And the person's looked at him and said, I'm really glad I did this. And here's the words they say. I should have done this sooner. I should have done this sooner. Who's had a patient say to them, I should have done this sooner? Tell the story of that patient to another patient without their name. Totally get it. That's how I deal with financial objections. Any good leads for a lab on all in four? Definitely, I can connect you with some. Let me put that together. If you could put your email in the chat for Morgan, I'll be glad to send you some labs. for all M4. Just put all M4 labs, and Morgan, we can connect them. Do you make your patients get night guards after implant restorations? Really good questions. Most of the time we strive to do this. Sometimes we forget-ish, right? So if they don't have a night guard already, I think it is a good protocol, not policy. Don't say policy, say protocol. I think it is a good protocol to do more night guards on implant patients. But if people need a night guard, like I need a night guard, I have a night guard, okay? I'm violating HIPAA myself. I need a night guard for my teeth. If I needed one implant, I would also need a night guard. The night guard therapy, the night guard protection is something that should really be part of their comprehensive occlusal protection. So the answer, I'm not being intentionally evasive, is yes-ish, because implants usually represent some problem, but you're part of it usually already. Does anyone have like a problem when patients say, I don't want to pay for a night guard, I don't want to pay $600, I don't pay $700? I'll tell you exactly what to say. You say this tomorrow, okay? So patients don't want to pay for this stuff, right? I get it. So I used to be as a young dentist, you got to get a night guard, protect your teeth. They grind down. You look posterior bite collapse. Don't say that out loud, by the way. This is what I say now. A night guard protects your teeth from wearing down. What that means is later in life, instead of buying new teeth and investing $40,000 in new teeth, you can go on a vacation to France. Would you rather go on a vacation to France or get new teeth? People get that. Sell with pain and positivity. Sell with pain and positivity. I'll do it to you. It's both, right? If you sell with too much pain, you're too negative, they don't want to do anything. If you're overly positive, they're not going to do anything. So does anyone here have debt of any kind? Practice debt, student debt, something like that? Tell me if you raise your hand if you have debt in the chat. Practice debt, student debt. So we have people with 6 figures of debt. So I could say, hey, I got a great course that will help you live your best dentistry life, find a great job, buy a practice, really be happy and fulfilled. Okay. So I'll say that I can sell that course. It's $40, let's say. Okay. I can sell it that way, or I can sell it this way. I have a course that will help you not be stuck in debt forever, not be in a dead-end job that you don't like, and hopefully be able to buy the house that you want to buy for your family. That's the same course. It's the same course. So are you selling with pain or positivity? So when patients give you objections, rise above them. So some really good questions there. This has been one of our best things for questions. Really just having a wonderful time talking to myself in a room by myself. Okay. You guys can put some more questions in the chat. Look at my giant face close to the screen. That's always a nice part of Zoom here. Okay. Morgan, do you see my face here? Can I share this right? Okay, cool. Now I want to go to a different video here. So here is the person I was telling you about.
Ever, and I can tell you, I took
This one's a little too low. So part of what I want to do is I want to help you inside the operatory. I want to help you outside the operatory. And I want to actually help you outside your dental office. I want to make your life better in every way, a little less annoying. So who has had somebody ask them a really weird question the last week, inside or outside the dental operatory? Who's had someone ask them a question where it made them like want to sweat inside, like Sebastian Maniscalco said? Who's had someone ask them a question that irritated them? Who's had someone ask them a question when they showed them informed consent or a treatment plan, and they say, what does my insurance cover? And you want to say, well, I told you 47 times, Millie, what your insurance covered. Here's what you say. So whether you're watching this on demand or you're here, it's great to place implants. It's great to help patients chew and smile with confidence. Feeling less weird yourself is gold. Knowing the answer to every single weird question in your life is so valuable. So this patient communication tip is one that you can use inside your dental office, but also outside in your life. And if my team members from Dental Nachos are still watching in, or my dental team member from my dental office, we have made this part of our language, okay? So this is something you can use every day of your life. Here it is. Watch it, write it down. It is truly, truly valuable.
Imagine if 2 sentences and 4 words could give you the answer to every difficult question you will face for the rest of your life. My name is Paul, Dr. Nacho Goodman, dentalnachos.com, and I want to share those 2 sentences and 4 words with you right now. In life and dentistry, we get asked a lot of weird questions, annoying questions, difficult questions, questions we do not know the answer to. And here's what to say every time. Everything that matters needs a system, and everything matters. So someone asks you a weird, a difficult, an annoying question, a question you don't know the answer to, and here is what you say. That is a good question. First sentence. I would want to know that too. Second sentence. The way it works is 4 words. 2 sentences, 4 words. What does my insurance cover? Does it cover full mouths, rehab, and veneers? That's a good question. I would want to know that too. The way it works. Dr. Nacho Goodman, dentalnachos.com.
So that's a good, what does my insurance cover? That's a good question. I would want to know that too. The way it works is. Will my implant fall out? That's a good question. A lot of people ask that question. I'd want to know it too. The way it works is. So the dental insurance one I'm going to give you is really, really excellent.
2 sentences, 4 words. What does my insurance cover? Does it cover full mouths, rehab, and veneers? That's a good question. I would want to know that too. The way it works is your insurance covers a little and you pay the rest. It works a lot like a coupon. So those 2 sentences and 4 words are not just for dentistry, they're for your regular life too. When someone asks you a weird or difficult question, or a question you just don't know the answer to, start off with, that's a good question. I would want to know that too. The way it works is, and then fill in the blank. See how that works? Let me know. If it works great for you, text me at 215-543-6454. I would love to hear from you not know the answer to.
So that's a good question. I would want to know that too. The way it works is. I know you guys are asking more questions. I want to share with you a couple more impactful videos, and we're going to go back to some questions, things like that. If you do,
My job is to make college easier because students have a lot on their.
Why did so I and my team member here knows I get a lot of second opinions. A lot of people who say, I saw another dentist and they said this, and who here has had a person look at them, front desk, hygienist, assistant, dental student, dentist, and say, why didn't the other dentist tell me this? Why didn't the other dentist tell me this? So this happened to me just a couple of weeks ago, where I was talking about the implant cases, snap in, removable, staying all the time. And they said the dentist I went to only told me about all-on-4. That's an uncomfortable situation. That's a conflict-laden situation. So this is what you can say. When someone says, why didn't the other dentist tell me this? Why did they not tell me I could do removable all-on-4? You weren't there, you don't know. Here's what you can say. It's a short clip. Listen to it, take something away for you, take a pearl away for you, because this will help you. It's taken me years. I've been 19 years into this. I didn't magically know how to do this 2 years into my practice. I wish there was a guy like me on Zoom telling me what to do back in 2005. There just wasn't there. So you can learn these communication tips and just start saying them. Let's watch this one together.
Didn't the other dentist tell me that? This is Paul, Dr. Nacho Goodman here in my dental office in New Jersey, and I get the opportunity to talk to patients about dental implants. Cases where all their teeth have failed. No, not failed, time to retire. Don't say fail, say, hey, it looks like it's time for these teeth to retire and be replaced. A much more positive way, much better energy to put on the consult. But I was recently talking to a patient who came for a second opinion, who had seen an oral surgeon talk about an all-on-4 and said, why did the other oral surgeon tell me I could do removable overdenture? Now, I wasn't there. They may have done that, they may have not. The patient may have done this convenient thing called forget. Because when you're in an emotional situation where you have to spend a lot of money, you may not be processing all the things that are being said. So my best advice to you, the ABCs of patient communication, always be connecting, always be caring, is just to slow down and put things in patient-friendly terms. And if they say, why did the other dentist tell me that? Say, I'm here now and I want to share this with you. You're not impugning the other dentist. You're not saying they may have, they may not have. A lot of times patients just get emotional and forget, or sometimes maybe the dentist forgot to mention it. That happens too. So when you're going through a big case or even a small case, think of like a menu of treatment options. That's what we do. Here's what happens if you do nothing. That's my favorite thing to start with. Bone can shrink, other teeth can break, loss of chewing function. Okay, you want to do something. We could do a fixed implant case, teeth that stay in all the time. We can do a removable implant case, teeth that snap in and out. We can do dentures without implants, but I want to remind you that dentures without implants are for smiling, not chewing. So even though I might be known as one of the fastest talkers around, when I lecture and I'm on Facebook, when I talk to patients, I intentionally slow down and use patient-friendly terms. Try that out in your office. Doing these big consults or even medium-sized consults can have so much emotional energy attached to them. So be kind to yourself, be patient with the patients. They may ask questions over and over again. One of my favorite tips is, that's a good question, I would want to know that too. Sometimes patients say, why didn't this person tell me this? Or, will my implant fall out? I say, that's a good question. A lot of people ask that. Makes them feel valued, showed empathy. I love talking to patients, love talking to you guys. If this works out for you, let me know. I would love to know. Oral surgeon, tell me I could do. So that's what you can say when someone said, why didn't the other dentist tell me this? Removable overdenture. Now, what I would like to do now is I want to make sure we break down a really fun thing together that's going to bring all of this together. Let me check in the chat. Are there many major differences between implant brands? In general, the answer is no, with this caveat. Titanium integrates, so that's good. But each implant brand has different support, different rep support, different studies behind it, different utilization in different areas. So if you just pick one only based on the cheapest price, sometimes that could be a challenge. Now, if you just pick the most expensive one, that could also be a challenge. So ask good questions. Go on Facebook groups like Dental Nachos that I run. Go on other ones and ask, hey, what implant brands are you guys using? Find out from the people in the area what they're using. There's not major differences between how titanium works, but there are differences between the support, the prosthetics, how to get the parts and pieces. Really good question. The other question we have here is, half the docs notes, I say place freehand, the other place guided versus freehand. I think it's really important to know and have the freehand skills and use guides as tools. So has anyone used the app Waze, W-A-Z-E, to get somewhere? Does anyone use the app Waze to get somewhere? Waze tells you how much traffic there's going to be, how to get around traffic, but Waze doesn't drive the car. So what I'll share with you is your surgical freehand skills are driving the car. The guide is Waze. So you could use the fanciest CBCT guided guide, some type of model-based guide. It's a tool for you to use during surgery to get better results. It is not a thing. I think they had an episode of The Office on this where Michael Scott was going to like drive into a lake because Waze told him to, or his GPS told him to. That can be problematic. So it's really important to know, but always be looking to get better. Always be looking to see how something can enhance what you do. So you don't have to do it because someone else is doing it, but always be open to learning more and getting the best results you can. Any tips for leaving the depth lines on the implant drill? I'm the only one to find it challenging. No, you're not that way at all. It's hard to read the depth lines. That's why stopper drills are great. I have worked with Hyson a lot, taught courses with them. They've been sponsors. Stopper drills means what you can't go past this. So a lot of times stopper drills are a great tip. It is not easy to read the lines. I don't have a great tip. I'm doing implants, watching implant drills, started in 2004 actually. And yes, that's a challenge. So stopper drills can be a big benefit there. Really good question there. So let's watch a few. We're talking about the life-changing impact of dental implants. And I want to look at 3 patients that have had their lives changed by dental implants. One is a single posterior tooth, but even one tooth missing can have a huge impact on someone's life. So tomorrow, when someone says, you don't accept my insurance, or I don't want to go to this office, or this is a problem, remember, there's people you help just like this. I remember people like this to make me feel better. Our morale is important. So this is to inspire you and to bring all of this together. We had to talk to this patient about the case. Talk to her about the case. Place the implant that was done by our in-office periodontist. Plan the case with a guide before that. Restore it with a screw retain restoration. What we're using most of the time now is custom abutment screwmentation restorations. Has a screw access hole through the top that's retrievable, zirconia crown,
titanium abutment. So it all comes together for this reason. The story is truly the star.
How was your whole experience going through the implant process?
It was incredible. Dr. Goodman was so amazing. He put me at ease. I was completely stressed, but he put me at ease, and he was gentle and thorough and gave me a play-by-play action of what he was doing, which relieved my anxiety. And most importantly, he kept to our timeline, so I would have it completed by the day of my daughter's, well, right before my daughter's wedding, August 3rd, and we got it done July 31st, so I could smile broadly and happily throughout the whole wedding weekend. And I'm so appreciative of his team and what he did. He's so incredible, and his dad would be so proud of him.
So that's a real video on our website that brings it all together. Raise your hand if you were a patient looking for a dental office. Would that video make you want to come to our dental office? Would that video make you want to see those dentists? You're just like me. You're the same dentist. You're the same caring person. But you got to take that video. You got to ask the patient and get the HIPAA forms and do all of those things and showcase your story and be proud to sell help. If you want another secret for you, so here's the secret to get the patient to say yes more often. Don't care what they choose. Don't care. That's for your morale. That's for your happiness level. Don't care what they choose. Here's the secret to really next level. Know that you're helping them more than they're helping you. Who, raise your hand, and we're having a good time. Raise your hand if you feel bad someone has to spend $10,000 on their mouth sometimes. Raise your hand if you say, oh, that's a lot of money. I feel bad. Do that. You have to jump over that emotional hurdle, because I know we're helping them chew each day. What's more important than chewing food, both for nutrition and for your happiness level? So when I show you this case we're going to break down for someone who came to see us, I was 31 years old when I did this. I'm 44 years old now. I had the confidence and made this patient comfortable and looked at him and said, this is going to be an investment of $60,000. And you're going to be glad you did this, because there's patients just like you who are really glad they did this. And I'm proud and happy to do it because I transform his life. He gives the office money. It's not all profit. We get to help him chew and smile with confidence forever. Now, I know I'm not forever. Long-term, I would say long-term, not final. So this is really what brings this entire life-changing impact of dental implants together. It's to help you recognize how awesome it is to do what you do, and how you make people feel is the whole thing. So I want to share with you.
The only real sports are auto racing, bullfighting, and mountain climbing. The rest are just games. Never heard that one. You never heard that? Classic Hemingway.
Okay, so.
Hey, dentistry friends. Nacho, I'm here with one of my favorite.
Watch this. Turn up your volume because it's not the loudest. I'm going to narrate this anyway because this is so key. This person, this is the dentist in core. So who thinks dental school should teach more about business? Should teach more about business? Should teach more about patient communication? Less about the Krebs cycle and more about this, because those are the survival skills you need to do the clinical. You got your whole life to figure out how to do a crown prep around the tooth, around the tooth. If you don't figure out how to talk to patients, how to get comfortable with money, how to deal with objections, how to charge what you charge. Who here is annoyed by dental insurance? I'm annoyed by it every day. They didn't talk about that at all in dental school. So what I'm sharing with you is to truly do your dental core. My little guy here, if I lost him, I usually have him here. If you want to cry less inside each day, let me take my little video thing off in the back here. Every day I wake up, whether it's in my dental office, my dental nacho life, my broker life, my finding people jobs life, and I say, I want to help dentists do less of this. People do less of this, dentisting humans. Cry less inside. I want to help the team argue less. I want to help the dentist feel less stress. I want to help make better decisions and improve their dental core. Your dental core is your mind skills, your word skills, your hand skills, and at the center of it all, your heart.
your patient communication, your treatment planning, your clinical skills, your word skills. And dental school does a disservice not teaching us this, because we get out in the real world and this is what we need to survive. It would only be like doing bicep curls. I have some weights here. It would only be like doing bicep curls, never doing cardio, never stretching, never doing core activities, then showing up to play a sport and say, aren't I ready? And that's what happens to us in dentistry. So this is a patient who came in when I was 31, 13 years ago, and told our team he needs all of his teeth out. And I walked in, I said, how could this guy, remember this, need this? He opened his mouth, every tooth was decayed. I didn't judge him, I shared with him. Here's what happens if you do nothing: remove the teeth, preserve the bone, rehabilitate, snap in teeth, stay in all the time teeth. He chose a fixed implant case. So turn up your volume if you're watching, because this is such a great ending. It brings our entire thing together. This story I recorded for my own morale, but it's now helped me teach, because over the pandemic it was quite stressful. So let's take a look. Even my front desk team members here wasn't with us at this time, came into our office, said, I need all my teeth out. How can you help me? And I said, this is how we can help. So these are the stories that really matter. Patients and people that I've ever met in my entire life. We're going to share a fun story of taking Rick from getting his teeth replaced years ago to where he is today. We're going to ask him some questions about the process. So first, Rick, I appreciate you being part of this video, helping dentists learn, sharing stories. Tell us, back in 2008, you came to this office. How did you get here?
Well, I did a Google search,
right?
And I thought, my teeth are getting so bad, I don't want to be like.
And I see the power of the internet. So, number one, did anyone at dental school teach them about marketing? I said, if I want to do these cases, we have to market for them. So we did pay-per-click ads back in 2008. It wasn't as popular back then, but I knew I wanted to do these cases. This is why business marketing is so key, to bring in the patients that you want to see. Just this week, my front desk team knows we're running social media ads and direct mail ads. We're doing direct mail and social media, up to date and classic. And I saw 4 new patients from that just this week. I've always been someone who said, hey, this is the stuff I like to do. This is stuff that's patient-centered. This stuff that's profitable. Let's market for it. So this person came in through a strategic pay-per-click ad, where we would record calls so we could learn from them. I remember hearing your call and saying, hey, I hope you guys can help me. I checked you out online. So when you came in and you see a 31-year-old me, now I'm 43 years old, what were some of the things I did to make you feel like you could trust me, move forward? Because I was only 31 years old at the time. Did you think I was too young, you know?
Oh, I was so happy that you were young, because I figured, well, even when I'm really old, you're going to still be around.
Yeah.
And you were so enthusiastic about the whole case and, you know, what we wanted to accomplish, and you got what I wanted to do.
Thanks. And what I like to share with my dental audience here is that you can make things fun. And instead of talking in dental school terms like things have failed, you could say, hey, it's time for your teeth to retire and replace them. So we, back then, removed. So how many of you want to learn how to prep a tooth like really good dentists, and so you can go prep a tooth? How many of you want to learn how to do veneers or place implants clinically like dentists that make it work, right? Well, I just showed you a clinical example, communication example, of the thing I taught you in the beginning. Don't say failed, say retired and replaced. I showed you a case study of it. And what did the patient do when I said, don't say fail, say retire and replace? What did he do? What was his reaction? He just did it. He laughed. Dentistry can be fun. You can be humorous. People feel better when they laugh. Don't be weird and negative. Policy failed, virgin, hopeless. You're a hopeless virgin failure. So mean. Just say things like, it's really great your teeth provided you with 50 years of chewing. Let's figure out how we can replace them. It's time for them to retire. Make people feel, you don't think they feel bad enough already? Be positive. These teeth, preserve the bone. You were part of our team. You even got a chance to have some work done with my dad, with our awesome periodontist. We have a great lab that did this. Now this is back in, we finished this case in 2012. Removed your teeth, put in, screw in all the time. Screw in, stay. So now we work with a periodontist, multiple general dentists,
Our lab, that's the team, the role of the general dentist. And screw in, stain all the time teeth. Snap in teeth. You can clean them underneath the sink, snap them in and out. Screw in, stain all the time teeth. If you were to describe to your aunt, if you go to Thanksgiving, that's allowed this year. I don't know if it's going to be allowed, but maybe it'll be allowed. If it's allowed to go to Thanksgiving this year and your aunt sits down and says to you, my dentist says I could do this fix thing or this removable thing for implants. It's really expensive, even though, I just went to Turks and Caicos, but it's really expensive. And your aunt says, should I do the fixed or the stain all the time teeth? Should I do the fixed or the stain all the time teeth? Should I do the stain all the time or the snap in and out or the stain all the time teeth? The screw in teeth, major advantage, less stuff in the mouth, less stuff in the mouth. Major challenge, harder to clean. So what type of person is your aunt? Is she someone who's meticulous about taking care of their teeth? This patient was. This is one of my biggest wins for a fixed case. I've had some fixed cases where I've had to transition from fixed to removable because the patient didn't take care of it. So what questions, so important for patient morale. What questions can I answer? I want to show you one of the x-rays here for this patient. What questions can I answer about this process? It's me, the patient. If we don't have, I'll have other segments, but after this, I asked one of our newer dental assistants to me, right after this, to sit in that chair and say, hey, you had never heard me talk to a patient. What was different about it than most dentists that you had heard? Okay, what was different? And she said, the way you talk to patients is like you're talking to a friend. So it doesn't mean you have to change tomorrow. It doesn't mean you have to use the same jokes as me. I just encourage you to make things a little more fun, to make things a little more humorous. Forget about your dental school instructor that only focused on the negative. Patients don't want that. Still be serious, still explain when there's risks, but just do it in a way where the patient bonds with you. So now let's get to the clinical part of this case. I'm going to have my awesome video person show your x-ray. If you just show this x-ray for the video here.
Crazy x-rays.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this a second. So that is the story of this patient's mouth. I placed those lower implants. Our periodontist placed the upper implants. There's an extra implant. So who of you as a dentist sees this and sees 13 implants placed? And the first thing you think is, why is there an extra implant? Raise your hand. Why is there an extra implant with your TSD negative brain? Why is there an extra implant? Why isn't that being used? Couple reasons. One, I like to place as many implants as possible. If we don't use them, they can be bone savers and we can use them later. That particular implant was so far below the other implants, it wasn't a help to utilize it. But that there is screw in, stain all the time teeth with transmucosal little abutments to raise the restorative platform. This is the case he had in 2008, and we haven't made many changes to it. He's taken great care of it. So that there is like the original all-on 6 style cases. This is an acrylic teeth, titanium bar. Now zirconia is used more often, but this is a case that's holding up really well for this patient. Multiple implants. We have an extra bone saving implant. I know what you're thinking, Dennis. Why is there an extra implant? You're also saying, why is this tooth up here? Because I know you're Dennis. That tooth is just sleeping. Maybe one day we'll need to remove it. Right now it's sleeping. It's not bothering anyone, but this is an example of implants that were placed over 10 years ago, restored with a fixed hybrid acrylic titanium bar from one of our awesome lab resources. You want to meet our lab resource, you can. So you can come back to us for the end of this video. Thanks to my awesome videographer. So before we wrap up, Rick, tell me, when you walked in this room, you said you spent a lot of time in this room back in the day.
I did.
But now you just come like twice a year, 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So
it's easy.
Right, you set yourself up for success. You just represent everything that's good about dentistry, everything that's good about people. I don't know if you know this about our job. Sometimes it can be fairly frustrating. I know people don't want to be here. We're doing full contact arts and crafts. So my message to you is take videos just like this. Get your HIPAA consent form. Get the patient to share their story, because you can share patient stories to do 3 things. 1, help other patients who are in analysis paralysis stage to move forward. 2, teach other dentists. And 3, have more fun with your team, yourself, increase profitability, increase production, and do the things why we went to dental school to help people just like Rick. So thanks so much for being part of this video.
Thank you for giving me my smile back, and they feel great. I'm so happy I did it.
So What were some of the
So that is the whole thing, guys. That last part. I'm so happy I did it. Not it cost $60,000, not it took 2 years. I'm so happy I did it. So I can say with total authenticity and confidence, when the next person like that walks in, I think of that person and say, there was someone just like you that we helped, and they're really glad they did it. The person who needs to transform the most in the dental office is the dentist. Once they transform, the team transforms. Once the team transforms, the patients can transform. The way dental school taught us was negative, didn't talk about money, made us feel weird about charging, I'm proud to sell Help. To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink. Such a phenomenal book. So we're coming to the last few minutes here. I want to ask you guys if there's any other questions that you guys have. We're going to put our CE code in just a second for live CE on TV for us. Any questions I can answer? I think we get something in the chat. The book is To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink. To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink. Make sure I show you guys anything else on the last minute I wanted to do before we left off. So one of the things that we talked about was our yellow financial form and how we present to patients. So this is a little bit of our follow the yellow brick form road. I'm going to tell you at the end how you can get these forms. You need tools to help you. These are systems. This is the fundamental boring part to get the person to chew and smile with confidence. This is how you tell the story. So I want to wrap up with giving you actionable things you can use tomorrow. I'm going to give you an example of how you can get these and the CE code in just a minute, but just want to share with you how I use these forms and how you can use them and how my team member who's still watching in, this is what she uses daily and does an awesome job with it. Tools for success. So this here. Okay, let me show you guys like this then. So one is our orange form. This is what we use for new patients and emergencies. So we can determine how significant their problem is and figure out when to fit them in. The new patient form also helps us talk with confidence about getting them into the office. It is a framework. It is a checklist. The orange new patient emergency form, I'm going to give you an example of how you can get that in just a minute. Our purple implant form. These are codes plus descriptions of the procedure. It's incredibly important. You can share it with the patients, the assistants, and the team. So an orange form, I like colors, purple implant form, any codes, sometimes codes change or updated. Please make sure you're looking and making sure the right codes for you. They're the ones we used at the time of I did this form. Sometimes we are updating them as well. Our Dentrix treatment plan and our yellow financial form. The yellow financial form is one of the most important forms in our office because if people don't pay, nothing happens. People don't pay, nothing happens. People do not pay you, nothing happens. You cannot pay your team, you cannot pay your bills, you cannot pay yourself. So the yellow financial form goes over paying in full, stretching it out over treatment, using outside financing. Simple, simple strategies for success. And this also, here's an extra one. I don't say permanent, I say long-term. Sometimes you remove teeth, make dentures without implants for smiling, not chewing, and the patient thinks that's it, and they forget there's a phase 2. So this form says this phase is to get your mouth stabilized, free of infection, preserve the bone. It does not include implants. Implants will be included in the next phase. We've had patients get frustrated thinking that they paid for the dentures and the bone grafting, and they thought they paid for everything, and there's still $30,000 more. So this form, the yellow form, our purple form, and our orange form. I'm going to share with you guys in the chat how you guys can get that right after I give the code here. Okay. This is an example, just bringing you back to the beginning. Management is repetition. 3 things can happen to a tooth: cavity, bone shrinks, teeth break. Cavity, bone shrinks, teeth break. Cavity, bone shrinks, teeth break. Go over these things with your team. Go over these things. We have them at our morning huddles run by one of our team members who's here. Hear the words, say the words. Great info, Paul. Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. Should I be worried about periimplantitis? The answer is yes. Periimplantitis, like periodontal disease, can affect implants. It's important that people take care of their implants. So if they have rampant periodontal disease and you place implants, that can be a contributing factor to problems with those implants. Maintenance is key, but sometimes there's just bad luck. And implants, if one needs to be removed due to periimplantitis, you can replace it. You could give the person a refund. If it lasted 8 years, you say 8,000 meals, that was great. So periimplantitis is something to be aware of, not afraid of. Periimplantitis is something to be aware of, not afraid of. It's important to identify risk factors before they do it. Now, as I put this code in the chat and give you a couple things, I want to give you one bonus. Who here has had somebody say no to x-rays? Who here has had somebody? YouTube is now not cooperating with me. Sorry, guys. I'm going to disappoint you. The last thing here. I'll send you my x-ray video separate. Saying no to x-rays is one of the most frustrating things that happens to us. So what can you do when someone does that? Dig into their fear. Is it cost or radiation? Cost or radiation? But has anyone been in an operatory and someone has said no to dental x-rays? I don't want dental x-rays. If it's a cost concern, find out if it's cost. If it's a radiation concern, find out if it's that. But here's what you say. If we don't take dental x-rays, a small filling between the teeth that we miss, that could be $250 to fix, can turn into a $2,500 3-hour root canal and crown. And that's totally true. You're not scaring them. You're not being fear-based. You're telling them that you literally can't see between their teeth. So I have found when the hygienists call me in and say, Millie doesn't want x-rays, I say, Millie, totally get it. I wouldn't want x-rays too. You haven't had x-rays in 3 years. If we cannot see between the teeth, if a little tiny filling's there that we could fix for $250 and it turns into a $2,500 root canal and crown that takes 3 hours, you're not going to be happy. Would you like to take the x-rays? Most take them. So it's a relationship based with patients, but it's not easy to be a dentist. Conflict is all over the place. I truly appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to tell you about the forms in just a second, but here's the code for your CE, change 929. The code is change 929. If you're watching this on demand, it means nothing. If you're watching this live, you can get live CE credit, change 929 for this. Is there any last minute questions? I want to share with you how you can get the form and a deal here. So we have a 4-hour case acceptance implant course. It's $347. For a special time, it's only $47. If you text case to 215-543-6454, it will send you a discount code to get information on extraction bone grafts, case acceptance, working with your lab, high-level cases. It's an amazing 4 hours. You can own it for life until the internet melts down. Text case to 215-543-6454. If you would like any of the forms, they're free. This is $47, normally $347. Write this number down, 215-543-6454, and text the color of the form that you would like. So if you would like the yellow form, text in yellow form. If you would like the purple form, text in purple form. If you would like the orange form, text in orange form. And tomorrow, when the Nacho team is back working, we will be glad to text that to you. So I'm going to play a video as we end up here. I'm going to put the code in the chat. If you guys could do me a favor, because we still have people watching in, if you put one thing that you learned in the chat, I would love to know what you're going to do tomorrow. What is one thing you're going to do tomorrow? Don't say failed. Don't say virgin. Start to learn to place implants, something that you're going to do. Not be as worried about money. Let me know what you guys are going to do. Really appreciate you guys watching it. Finding your first job in dentisting is not easy. Hiring your first associate, also difficult. I have created Dentist Job Connect to solve this problem. My name is Paul Dr. Nacho Goodman, founder of Dental Nachos, and connecting dentists for jobs is one of my favorite things to do. It embraces our amazing Nacho spirit of collaboration, community, and helping each other. To learn more how we can help you, text JOB to 215-543-6454. Working as dentists inside our operatories is awesome. The technology we use to do things like implants, scanners, clear aligners help patients chew and smile with confidence and actually make our jobs easier. But what happens when we step outside the operatory and have to put on our leadership, our business owner, our manager hat? That has become more stressful. I've developed the Dental Nacho Supreme to help you both inside the operatory with clinical things, but more importantly, outside the operatory, patient communication, leadership, business, all the things you don't learn in dental school. To learn more about the Dental Nacho Supreme, just text Supreme to 215-543-6454. Text Supreme to 215-543-6454.